Well, hello there, friends. It's been a really tough day in the lab. We're at episode 31 of Cocktails for a Crisis, and I know that you've all come to expect excellence from me, and I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you tonight. It's been a tough day in the lab. Erika said earlier, some people, think it's all fun and games in the lab, but sometimes it can be kind of tragic, and we had some tragedies tonight. Before we get to tonight's featured cocktail, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the disasters that we had tonight in the lab. I wanted to do something with cider. I was going for some sort of fall-ish kind of thing, so I went out and bought some of this Stella Artois Cidre dry cider. I don't like the sweet cider, and I thought I'd try to build something around that. Failed. And I also wanted to try to incorporate some Applejack. I bought Applejack about 4 or 5 years ago around this time of year thinking, oh, it must be really good, And I think I've just come to the conclusion that I don't like Applejack. I do not like apple brandy. I tried to work that into something. It failed. We tried to have sort of an Applejack and cider concoction here. I tried to put some cranberry bitters in there to try to save it, give it some zips, put some lime in there. It's terrible. We tried to shift over to our friend Bourbon, see if bourbon and cider would work together. Failed. And then I tried rum and cider, thinking maybe the sweetness of the rum would work. Another fail. And then so I decided I would get out my favorite cocktail book and see if I could just find something kind of fun to make. I was going to make a Harvey Wallbanger. Didn't have any orange juice. Failed. I decided to try to just sort of look for the funnest names. I found one called the Monkey Gland. Didn't have the ingredients for that.
More like monkey butt.
Monkey butt, yeah. I was going to make the Moonwalk. There was a spin on a Moonwalk that had champagne. I was going to try to substitute the cider in there for that. That failed. And then I just tried to make something called the Algonquin. That place where Dorothy Parker and friends used to hang out at the round table.
El Yucco.
And I made this nasty rye, pineapple juice, and dry vermouth. Oh my gosh, I'm just sort of having a little gag reflex right now in the back of my throat. So anyway, friends, I'm sorry I failed you. And sometimes, when you have a failure like I've had tonight, you kind of just want to go to an old standard. And what I'm going to go to tonight is bourbon. That's right, we're going to have bourbon. So I went over to my collection. This isn't everything, but the Russell's 10-year-old's great. Four Roses small batch, great. 1792. My friend David Lee gave me a bottle of that one time. It's great. I think Tamatha, my friend Tamatha, really likes that one too, actually. Angel's Envy. Oh, this is a really good one. Eagle Rare. Friends brought us a little bottle of this Eagle Rare. I was kind of hoping they'd bring us a big bottle, but they just brought us this little bottle, which was nice. And thanks, Allison and Todd. Of course, we've got our old friend Buffalo Trace. I usually mix with that. And then Bird Dog, which is pretty good. Somebody left this at our house by accident, and that was a pretty good accident in that case. And then I've got a real treasure over here. This is Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. And my dear friend Mary Ellen Miller, who died a few years ago, left this for me. The week she died, she had a friend go out, or someone out and bought this, and a friend told me that she'd gotten it for me. So I treasure this. And it's interesting that I've selected this one to drink tonight, because next week's episode 32, I think it's, have I got the date right? Yeah, next week I'm going to do one, I think it's next week, or it'll be the week after. You'll have to watch both episodes. I'm going to do one about Mary Ellen. I'm going to make martinis in honor of Mary Ellen and the Mary Ellen and Jim Wayne Miller celebration of writing. But you'll have to look out for that. So this Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is great. Basically, it's really complicated how you make bourbon just to drink. You take your glass, you pour in the bourbon. You decide, do you want to just drink it straight, or do you want some rocks in there? I'm going to put a couple of rocks in there. Notice I'm using the scoop to be hygienic. Like that. And then you drink it. That's pretty good. So it's been another tough week. If you didn't see the Slogbuster episode last week, my numbers were down. I encourage you to go back and dig that one up because there's fire involved in that one, and that'll give you a little boost. But it's been another tough week. You know, it continues to be tough. I continue to give you permission to feel crappy because I know you really need my permission for that. But it's okay if you don't feel great. I'm not feeling great, even though it probably seems like I'm feeling really good after all of this. But seriously, no, it's a hard slog we're in, and it's okay to feel bad and reach out to your friends, call your brothers and sisters, your mom, your dad, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, check in with people. That'll make you feel better and it'll make them feel better too. So here's to bourbon. Cheers.